We had that baked ham last night, so why not utilize some of our beautiful ham here? Smells like the holidays. So I'm gonna dice it up, crisp it up a little bit with a little bit of butter, and render a little bit of that fat off, and then cook the eggs in the ham fat. Okay, now slice up some scallions. I'm gonna save a little bit of these eggs for the egg wash later. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my ham out. All right, I'm gonna add the green onions right to this, right before they're cooked. You don't wanna overcook them. You wanna undercook them a tiny bit because they're gonna go in the oven also. They'll keep cooking. So we're gonna take them out now. Beautiful. So we're gonna add some ham and then some goat cheese. Fresh goat cheese. Goat cheese is nice and creamy, it's a little bit tart. And you know what? I had some left over. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is just very gently fold the ham and the eggs together with the goat cheese. And then I'm going to just put it on a sheet tray so it cools evenly. I actually have the empanada wrappers in my freezer all the time, so the dough's already made for me. You can use pre-made pie dough. I mean, basically, this is sort of like a pie dough. It's just not as rich as, say, like puff pastry, or even like a pie crust, like a French pie crust. We're just gonna make these a little bit bigger than they are. This gives you a little bit more room to work. I rolled out the empanada shells. I'm gonna fill them with the egg, ham, and goat cheese mixture. But first, I'm gonna take a little bit of the egg wash, which is just, whisked eggs with a little bit of water. And I'm just gonna go around the edges. You're gonna use your egg wash for two reasons. You're going to use it as sort of like edible glue for your empanadas. And then we're also going to put it on the outside of the empanada, and it will make it nice and golden as it bakes. You want them to sort of be in the middle. You certainly don't wanna overstuff them, but at the same time, you wanna make sure there's enough filling there. Okay, so now we're just going to close them up. All right, then what I like to do is take a fork, and this helps to close them even more. And the pastry is just as important as the filling. So you want it to be nice and crusty, golden brown. I'm gonna take a little more egg wash. Just very lightly brush the egg wash on top of the empanada. This is gonna make them nice and golden. So I'm just gonna make a slit, a couple of slits in the top of the empanadas just to kind of let the steam out, because otherwise you'll sort of steam the pastry, and we want the pastry to get crisp. All right, so we're gonna bake these 425-degree oven, so pretty hot, and they should take about 10 minutes. I'm gonna make a piquillo pepper sauce to go along with that. Don't stress out if you don't know what a piquillo pepper is. It's actually a red pepper that's been peeled and seeded and packed in some olive oil from Spain. Now, they're just like roasted red peppers. They have a little bit of a bite to them, so if you can't find piquillos, you can certainly use roasted red peppers for the sauce as well. So we're gonna start with a little bit of onions and garlic, and I'm gonna take my piquillos. And the great thing about piquillos, now you can find these in lots of places, is that they're roasted, they're peeled, they're seeded for you already, and you just take them out of the can, and you can start to use them. They're fantastic. Add just a splash of olive oil in there. We're gonna saute our piquillos. We're gonna put these in the blender with a little bit of red wine vinegar as well. Think about it, this is gonna be the sauce for the empanadas. A little bit of red wine vinegar. I like to put just a splash of honey in here just to kind of chill out the vinegar and the pepper a little bit. This sauce is gonna be beautiful, but it's also gonna taste good. Slowly add the olive oil, and it emulsifies it, which means it stays together. Just a splash of creme fraiche, just gives it a little creaminess. And it's a beautiful sauce. And the great thing about this sauce is, it's not a hot sauce in terms of temperature, so you can make it ahead of time. A little bit of cilantro, some garnish, and then there's only one thing left to do. It's brunch time. Look at that. You get the ham, the egg, the goat cheese kind of running through there. And, the pastry is really light and flaky. It just adds one more sort of texture to your experience here. And the sauce just kind of wakes up the whole thing.